Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the flight deck. We're in the first of a series of flights. We're going to be doing cargo operations out of, well, Stansted, basically, for FlyUK. This is where we're based, and we'll be flying the 737-800 freighter. Pretty much while we're doing that all over Europe and seeing the sights as we go. So it's dark now, but as we progress into the springtime, we should get lighter and lighter as we're going, so get some nice evening flights. Today's a little unusual. The aircraft has just been in for service. It's coming back online. We're going to be flying it empty over to Ljubljana in Slovenia, and that is where we will pick up our first load. And that will be our next stream. But today it's Stansted down to Ljubljana, just over 2 hours in the flight, and Kevin is going to be joining us. He is actually behind the camera where I am now, and he's flying a 727 freighter as well. So let's get on board. We can start getting ready and set up. We are on VATSIM, but there's no controllers up here at the moment. There are some in Europe we may run into as we fly down. So we will see what happens there. So popping inside the aircraft once again, we can start getting her up and ready to go. There's Kevin down there. You can see his aircraft. So we're going to bring in data here from SimBrief, and we're just going to quickly go over the route. We'll get rid of that. We'll unlock that, and we can come down now and take a look. So we're going to be flying down here to the coast, turning south down towards Margate, across the channel, down over Belgium, down over the southwestern part of Germany, crossing over Austria, and then into Slovenia and Ljubljana. That is our planned route. So it's time to start getting the aircraft up. They've already turned it on for us, which was very nice of them. But we're going to pop up top and start running through our checks. So first thing, we're going to come down, get the parking brakes, make sure they are on. Wheel chocks are set, and we are on ground power. So the battery switch is on and is covered. Emergency exit lights are on and covered. Standby power is auto and covered. Ground power is confirmed on. Lights, external lights are on, and we're going to turn up the lights inside the aircraft now. Then we'll go one notch on the panel. Pop downstairs. Start getting the rest of these lights dialed up for our nighttime flight here. Get Roger's side done. And we'll pop down here as well. Actually, we just want to do one click on the floods. There we go. All right, so running back up top, we're going to turn on the IRSs, and then we can move down. So passenger signs, not that we have passengers, but we'll get them on anyway. Electric hydraulic pumps are going to come on. We'll turn on the yaw damper. There we go. Window heats, left and right sides will come on. Left aft fuel pump will come on. And lights out, so we'll turn on the APU. As soon as we get the low pressure light up here, we will start the APU, get that up and running. There she goes. So as I mentioned, we are flying empty today, so we're going to be pretty light, and we are going to be going up to a cruising altitude of 41,000 feet. Again, we are just carrying a bit of fuel, nothing in the back, so we're going to be a little bit of a rocket ship here. AP is coming online. She's fired up. Wait for that to stabilize. And once the APU gens come up, we will turn them on. Get her up and running. So good news out of PMDG. They published the update. And basically the 777-200 ER will be releasing for both Microsoft 2020 and 24. Work is going well on converting the 300 over to 2024. And the DC-6 is coming along as well. The 747 obviously will be available for both when it's ready down the road. 37s are taking a little bit of time. They're reworking some stuff in them, but they'll be coming over as well. And I think once all that is done, we will be able to, thanks, Kevin. We'll be able to switch over to 2024 since our fleet will be basically there. All right, so the APU gens are now available, so we're going to fire up the APU generators. APU bleed air can come on, get the packs on, start getting some air in the back, make sure that isolation valve is open. Coming down over to the FMC, we did import our information on SimBrief, so that's all good. So we're active until the 20th of March for our nav data. We come over to our position initialization, bringing in the GPS position, and then over to our route. So we're going to request our route in EGSS to LJLJ. And as you can see, our zero fuel weight is pretty light, so we're going to enter our payload, enter our fuel, and we're going to select our route. Not going to worry about that message. That's fine. There's our route. We'll load it in, and then we'll activate and execute. And we are in with the route. You can see our waypoints there. There's the Clacton VOR where we're coming off our departure. And we're going to come down to Incel, which is our arrival point for our arrival into Ljubljana. So over to our departure and arrival. Given the winds, how they've come around, it's going to be 22. The ATIS is just coming up, but I'm going to take runway 22 on the Clacton to Echo. We will execute that. You can see there's our departure legs, 6,000 feet out to Clacton, and then we can climb out and head on our way. We'll go into our arrival. I am planning on runway 30. That'll be the ILS for 30. And we're going to do the Comor 1 Romeo arrival. And we're going to transition that at Dahl, which is a actually no, we're gonna go in at is there more options? Lupix. We'll do it on the RNAV instead of the VOR. There we go. So that is all in. We can check our legs there, see if there's any disconnects. All right, it's coming in, coming down. There's Incel, and then that will be over to Como. L234 Gammy Lupix, and then in on the approach for the arrival. All right, performance initialization, we'll bring in that information, and while we wait for that, come over here and switch over to our performance tool for our takeoff. We're going to be departing on runway 22, I'm assuming. We get our information from the system, we're in kilograms. And we'll bring in the weather. And there is our takeoff data. Popping back down here, we'll load in our planned information, check it against the flight plan. 6.4 fuel, that's correct. Reserves 2.1. We're going to go to our reserve of 0.9. Actually, we'll do that after. Doesn't like me doing it before I execute. It's usually a 7500 they do with ATC to keep us the same for the restrictions on the departure. Altitude of 41,000 is correct, and 0.9 on the reserve. Cost index is going to be 25. That's correct. And we are all good there. Let's see if the information's up in the ATIS yet. It is. Information Alpha 22, transition level 7,000. There we go. Transition level 7,000. Visibility 10 miles. QNH 1028. Report if you're able to use the east and west taxi lines on first contact. Acknowledge receipt of information Alpha and advise aircraft type on first contact. All right. I don't know what GSX is going to give us for taxi, but we'll see. So that's information Alpha. It's going to give us a squawk code. So that's all set. So with that information, we can now come over to our N1 limits and enter it in. So let's get our position. We're going to go winds first, 150 at 6. All right, there's 150. Oh, that comes later. First thing I want is a TO2D rate and a cell temperature of 61 degrees. That's now in. Takeoff, page 2, 150 at 6 for the winds. We'll go back over. It's going to be a flaps 5 departure. Or trim. Runway 22. Call it 900 feet remaining. And it's going to be a 113, 114, and 126. So 113, 114. And a 126 is now in. So that's all in. And we are set there. So let's give them a call. And we'll see what's happening. So we're going to want 122.8. Once we're in the air with no other ATC, but at the moment, ground 121.73. And 121.5 over here on COM 2 for monitoring. And we'll pull the button. There we go. Stansted ground, good evening. Skyways 5556 with you, gate 7, 737-800 freighter. We're looking for our IFR down to Ljubljana, and not sure what GSX is going to do on the push. We'll attempt the inner lines.
Skyways 5556, down to ground, good evening, roger. Clear to Lima Juliet via the Clacton to Echo departure. Squawk 7632.
Roger, cleared via the Clacton 2 Echo and squawking 7633 for Skyways 5556.
Skyways 5556, just confirm the squawk is 7632, transmission was clipped.
Roger, 7632 for Skyways 5556.
Skyways 5556, correct QNH is 1028, report ready.
Roger, 1028 and we'll report ready. Skyways 5556. All right, so over to 7632. There we go. That is set. So, altimeters, we want 1028.
Ground airport 101, ready for push and start.
That is set and cross-checked and on the standby. Transponder is set, fueling, loading, and boarding is complete. Oh, another Skyways in beside us here. Interesting. Takeoff data is good. Cruise altitude.
101, just confirm you copied.
Negative, I heard nothing there. Verify 101, can you come again?
41,000 no problem.
feet.
Stand 1, your push and start approved. Alpha middle line, QNH 1028.
And
Roger, thank you. Push and start approved, Alpha middle and QNH 1028, airfreight 101. Cheers.
we are looking at an altitude here of 350 feet in case we have to return on the pressurization. That is good. MCP will come down. 222 is the correct heading for the runway. It is going to be 136 is our initial climb speed. That's V2 plus 10. So 136, and we're going to be going up to 41,000 feet. We got the restrictions on climb out, which will hold us till Clacton, and then we'll climb up from there. And that is set. Flight directors are now both on. Radios are all tuned. Come down here and you can release the ground power. Pull the chocks. And we're going to go to our doors. Doors are closing. That is all good there. There we go. Pulling out the stairs. There's Kevin doing his pushback. So doors are closed, equipment is clear, chocks are removed. Stansted ground, Skyways 5556, ready for push and start.
Skyways 5556, stand 6, your push and start approved, QNH 1028.
Roger, push and start approved at QNH 1028 for Skyways 5556. All right, over to Graz, get the GSX up, and prep for push. Don't want Ryanair touching my airplane, so I can bring in the other guys there. Bring up the flight bag again.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
All right, with that being ready for pushback, we're going to come up. Oh, let's do a quick check here. Always want to check my center tanks.
Blue Max 6199,
Nothing on there.
45 left with PDC, ready to push.
So we're going to turn on
Blue
the
Max 6199,
fuel pumps. We're going to turn on the anti-collision light.
5, push and start approved, QNH
Logo lights are on.
1028.
Everything else is up and going.
Whichever direction is most convenient for you.
And once they're ready to push, we'll turn off the
approved,
packs.
QNH 1028, Blue Max 6199.
No weather in the area, cloud-wise. So we're not too worried about the weather
Locking gear.
radar, but we'll turn it on. Terrain, it's pretty flat. We don't need that. All right, gear is locking. We're going to go nose to the right, tail to the left.
Release parking brakes, please.
Brakes are released.
All engines clear. Start at will.
So back over to the upper side, packs coming off. And we are looking good. So starting engine number 2. Start valve open. N1 rotation. It's 15%, fuel on. Good start, waiting for the cutoff at 18%. There's cutoff. Starting engine 1. I think they'd usually wait until the push is stopped before they do that, but
Waiting your confirmation.
we want to get them going.
Start.
There's 15% coming up. Adding fuel. As soon as that's done, we'll let them know we got good engine start on both engines and they can disconnect.
Great, good evening, Ryan F41 Uniform Romeo with information out from board stand 462 left, that's aircraft side 737-700. Pressing Alpha.
Hey, ATC cleared me.
1F41 Uniform
So there's a
Romeo,
good start.
that's the ground. Good evening. Cleared Dublin.
Good engine start.
Alpha 1 Romeo
Good engine
departure.
start. You can
Score
disconnect.
1425.
All right, let's carry on. So generators
Cleared on the Utah 1 Romeo.
for 1 and 2 are coming on. Engine 1 and 2 start switches are now to continuous. Probe heat left and right are coming on.
Ryan F41
ATS
Uniform
not
Romeo,
required.
security
Engine bleeds are
1028,
on.
report ready.
Packs are back on. Recirculation fans are on. Isolation valve to auto. Those are all autos. APU bleed is off. APU is coming off. Popping back downstairs. Flaps going to flaps 5. For departure, elevator trim, we want 4.3. It's about there. Quick flight control check. It's full left, full right, neutral, full forward, full back, neutral,
Left is clear.
left
Right is
rudder,
clear.
right rudder's neutral. Tow is disconnected. Engine instruments are looking good. We'll get them up on the panel. LNAV, VNAV are now armed. Auto throttle is armed and brakes set to rejected takeoff. Warning recall is set and we are ready to go. Stateside ground Skyways 5556 ready for taxi.
Skyway 5556, taxi holding point Romeo 1, runway 22, via Alpha, Hotel and Romeo.
Taxi Romeo 1 via Alpha Hotel and Romeo for runway 22, Skyways 5556. All right.
Taxi ground, Blue Max 6199 is Juliet facing east.
Kill
ready
that
taxi.
light.
Blue Max 6199, taxi holding point Sierra 1, runway 22, via Charlie, Hotel and Sierra.
We'll get the taxi lights on.
Sierra 122 Charlie
Brakes
Hotel,
are released.
Sierra, Blue Max 6199.
And ground air freight 101, we're ready to join the traffic jam. We're ready for taxi.
Air freight 101, roger. Follow the 737 ahead of you. Taxi holding point Romeo
So
1,
I am using
runway
the new
22,
tiller,
via Alpha, Hotel and
which
Romeo.
is really
We
nice.
follow the 72 to correction the 73 to Romeo 1 via Alpha Hotel and Romeo for airfreight 101.
So we're going to pull out. We're going to cross Juliet, which is right here. We got to watch our speed. We are zero cargo, so we're going to accelerate at idle. bring that down slightly. Here's hotel.
Blue Max 6199, nothing further I'm afraid. Continue with Unicom 122.8. Good evening.
Unicom 122.8, thanks for your help. Blue Max 6199.
There's the Ryanair coming out. Assume that's what the Blue Max is. It hasn't just given me some random livery. But we're heading up here to Romeo. It's nice. We got American Airlines sitting out there.
Skyways 5556. Aircraft departing ahead of you is also routing towards Clacton. Nothing further, I'm afraid. Continue with Unicom 122.8. Good evening.
Roger, check remarks and over to 122.8. Thanks for the ATC. Good night. All right.
Stansted ground. Good afternoon. Eurowings 253. Aircraft type A320 with information Juliet. QNH 1028 requesting IFR clearance to Nuremberg filed.
Eurowings 253 stands to ground. Good evening. No flight plan on file for you. Please refile.
All right, so over to Unicom. Heading over to Romeo 1 here. All right, departing aircraft is on its way. So come over here to our fuel flows, check our rate. And rates are equal. V speeds 113, 114, 126. He's on his legs page, MCP 136, 222, and up to 41,000 feet. Position lights are now going to go strobe and steady. We'll get the wing lights on, landing lights on, taxi lights are off, turn-off lights are on. Make sure our transponder is TA. RA traffic is now on both sides. Weather radar is on. Clocks are set. Runway is identified. Stansted area traffic. Skyways 5556. Taking position. Runway 22.
And Skyways 5756, Airfreight 101, just out of curiosity, what's your cruise? Because that'll dictate how long I need to give you on separation.
We'll be 250 below 10,000, and we'll be holding 6,000 to Clacton.
That's okay, I meant your altitude, like your final cruise altitude.
Flight level 410.
Grand, yeah, okay, there's no need to separate in that case, so I'll just hit straight out of you. Thanks.
All right. We're going to take off like a rocket here in a second. So we're all set. Runway is identified. Runway is clear. Clock is now running. I'll bring the engines to 40%. Stansted area traffic. Skyways 5556. Departing runway 22 on the Clacton to Echo departure at Stansted. 40%, brakes released, takeoff power set.
Airspeed alive.
Check.
80 knots.
Check.
Rotate. Positive rate of climb.
Gear up. Autopilot's on. Those coming down for acceleration.
Delta traffic airfreight 101, taking us to limit 22. We'll wait until departing traffic is in turn and then we'll depart on Clacton 1. Question 9 on Romeo.
Commencing our turn. Beautiful night here in southern England, just outside London. Speed 200, flaps coming up. So autopilot is on, auto brakes are off, gear lever is off, engine start switches are both now off, runway turn-off lights are off, flaps are now retracted. We're on the speed restrictions now, 210 knots. Cabin pressure is fine. And we're coming around. Here's the airport behind us. And there we are, basically heading straight out towards Clacton now. Censored area traffic, Skyways 5556, overhead Sierra Echo 06, 4,000 feet, outbound Clacton to Echo departure, last call Stansted. We have Kevin departing there. So as mentioned, you can see we're going to come out towards Colchester, then we're going to turn south, head over the opening of, I don't know what they call that, but where the Thames dumps into the North Sea, come down towards Ramsgate, just off the coast, and then cut across the channel. We're going to be holding this 4,000 for a bit. We'll step up to 6,000, then we hold 6,000 all the way up to Clacton. So we got a series of about 30.
Traffic airfreight 101, 2,200, set to turn now inbound on the Clacton radio 085.
30 to 32 flights for the 737 cargo. And then we'll be switching over to a bigger aircraft, to the 777 freighter. And we'll be doing flights with that. But for the next couple months, there'll be a lot of 737 flying with the PMGG 737 cargo here. And like I always say, these are all community flights. If you want to come along, the information, routing, and everything is posted on the Discord. And like Kevin does, and some others have in the past, you're more than welcome to come and fly along. Aegis Tower just came online. Or Aegis Tower, Stansted Tower. And it looks like we might pick up London Control South when we head down towards Ramsgate. Looks like they've come online. We'll see if they ding us or not. We're up to 5,000 feet now. We'll be going up to 6,000 shortly. And as mentioned, holding that until we get out to Clacton. Kevin, it's interesting, the icon on Navigraph for your airplane, because I've turned on ATC and VATSIM traffic. It's a twin engine tail, like a CRJ type of icon. I guess they don't have one specifically for the 727, but it's pretty close. Oh, looks like we got another ATC layer come up. London TMA East, so we're gonna get dinged by them in a second. Let me get the overlay back up. It looks like it quit. There we go. And what frequency are they? Oh, that's not it yet. Everyone's coming online now. Gatwick approach is up. Haven't dinged me yet. We'll see if they do. Oh, interesting. They got the correct names up as well. Gatwick Director. Alright, so we're almost at Clacton, and then we're going to start climbing out. No, that's true, Kevin. No. Alright, so there's our turn. And we're going to start climbing up now. There's the coastline, and there's the wind farm out in the North Sea, or the... I don't know, Kevin. What do they call that opening? It's not a sound. It's not a. Is it the Solway Firth? I'm not sure. Where the Thames empties out. All right. There's our 7,000 feet. We're going to turn over to standard pressure now. Let's check on both sides. See, we got a hell of a climb rate. 4,600 feet. Oh, that controller went offline. Molly's gone online though. Can hear her barking. Is it Is it the estuary? Is it the estuary all the way out, or does it change to something else? I'm not sure. Hang Hang on, let me deal with Molly here. Yeah, I always get confused about the terminologies. I know there's a bunch of firths in Scotland, but I don't know if that's just a Scottish thing or if they call them that down south or not. We'll see. All right, so the controller. Oh, yeah. Everything's coming up Heathrow. Don't see. It still says London South is up. We'll see if they ding us. He might leave us alone because we're just kind of cutting through. And we're climbing kind of fast, and we could be out of his area fairly quickly. Yeah, I think it is Scottish. Alright, so we're tracking inbound. We're at 18,000 feet. London's off in that direction. Down here at Obtum. That's right off the coast of Margate there on the very eastern portion of Kent. And then we're going to make up that left turn, and that will take us down across the channel. I got 5 UKV flights, 5 Skyways up. It's Belfast, Taipei, London, Stansted, that's me, Bahrain, and Copenhagen. Scattered around the world a little bit. So Kevin, what's your planning software tonight? Are you on an FMC or are you doing INS again? What's your aircraft doing tonight? All right, there's the turn. Heading down across the channel to Europe. 3,000 foot per minute climb. And we're doing good. There's another wind farm. Red lights everywhere. INS, yeah. Any idea what caused the issue last time, or no? So we'll be at top of climb just after we cross over the, the Belgian border. Oh, so then that caused the issue. Okay. That's all good. Well, nobody's dinging us for ATC, so I'm not too worried about that. And we're kind of clear of traffic around us as we climb through 30,000 feet. So flight time today is 1 hour 50 minutes with a block time gate to gate of 2 hours 18. So not too bad. Relatively shorter flight. It is kind of one of the longer 737 ones. At least they're trying to find a fix for it. So it looks like we're going to run into some ATC over here, Austria and Germany. They are up and running. Let's see what happens. We do have an aircraft in front of us. It's a Lufthansa. It's heading to Frankfurt, so that's not a big deal. Looking into Ljubljana. Oh, there's no traffic coming out, and it's just the two of us heading in. So it's looking quiet at the destination airport. I noticed for the Swordfish I did have it, but I downloaded it again because there was an update to it from the version I had. So it's all set up. I've got the latest one. The update adds sound. What, it was quiet? No engine sounds or anything before? Oh. That's me not paying attention. Must have missed that one. There we go. It's much better. Those lights off. Pretty dark up here. But as you can see, the weather's really nice as we cross over into Europe. About 2,500 feet to go. And then we'll be able to settle into the cruise. Crossing over the shoreline now at the KOK VOR, the Cock VOR. Coxie in Belgium. And we're going to be flying down south of Brussels, heading towards the German border. Basically, oop, I don't want that on. I want to do that. As you saw, we have traffic ahead of us, quite a ways out at the moment. But we're looking good. So here we are, flying along. Again, everything is looking normal. And now we're just cruising. We're almost at 41,000 feet. We had a little sim freeze there. I do think I have Brussels Airport, so might have been trying to load that in. Seven eight's roughly our cruise speed, so if we pop down, we can go into our progress. So we got 579 miles to go. We should have 2.2 tons of fuel when we land. And right now we're predicting a landing at 2119 Zulu. And that is in approximately an hour and 20 minutes. And there we are. We are level. The seatbelt signs will remain on since there's nobody in the back. Pop up. We'll turn on the overhead to dim so we can see what we're doing. And we can get up on company email. Company messages. Whatever else we need to get caught up on. Winds aren't bad up here. 10 knot tailwind. Kevin, what's your cruise altitude going to be? Three 310. Okay. We're looking good. So for those of you that have popped in here before, I'm sure you remember I used to show movies, run music and stuff when we were in cruise, and had old public domain movies we would watch on the passenger flights and all that stuff. But YouTube has gone kind of apeshit with their copyright, and even stuff that's public domain, they're putting copyright, not strikes, but warnings and everything up, and I've just given up on doing that now. So unfortunately, no music, no videos, no movies. You just have to listen to me. But if you have any questions about the sim, about the aircraft, the PMG stuff, PMDG aircraft, we fly the 737, the 737, the DC-6. We're going to be flying their 747 when it comes out. So lots of PMDG aircraft flying on this channel. Lie down, Molly. All right, again, not much to see at the moment, but again, as we head into springtime, hopefully we'll start picking up some nice sunset flights, and that will look a lot better. Besides, a lot of cargo flights are done at night anyway, so this is kind of realistic. You know, the feeder flights happening during the day, and then at night they do the big movements. Used to see them, small regional airports here in Ontario, like Owen Sound and Kingston. Some others and that, you'd find the caravan cargo planes hopping airports, picking up all the bags, and then heading down to like Toronto, to the big FedEx facility there.
Brussels traffic, V-line 5 Romeo Alpha via Bravo 1, lining up Q5 right, Brussels traffic.
A lot of famous names on the map here, if you're into history. Arras, Lille, Tournai, Mons, Charleroi. It's the battle lines of World War I right through there.
Brussels traffic, flying group 03, Echo, runway vacated. Thanks for waiting.
No problem, B-line, Brussels traffic, B-line 5 Romeo Alpha, taking off Q5 right, Brussels traffic.
B-line Nana Echo Papa behind B-line 5 Romeo Alpha, line up and wait, runway 25 right, Brussels traffic.
If I remember right, B-line is the Brussels airline or Air Brussels? I can't remember. But the national Belgium carrier. So Kevin, I saw the notice on the thing logging in that VATCAN has the CTAF now, and I think VATCAR, which I think is the Caribbean, is doing it now as well, right? As of November 1st. Not sure if Mexico's doing it yet. So it's going to be Canada, the US, and the Caribbean are all on CTAFs. Yeah, Brussels airline.
Brussels traffic, Beeline 5 Romeo Alpha, clear runway 25 right, SOAP up 3, Gulf departure, Brussels traffic.
Just looking at the weather ahead, it's all clear. A few little low-lying clouds, nothing much. Mexico too, cool. So that's basically all of North America. I know when you told me, I typed it in for Canada and the tower frequency came up, 1184 I think it is. So I saw that.
Beeline Nana Echo Papa, taking off runway 25 right.
Brussels is busy today. So this week we'll be doing 4, maybe 5 flights. Next week will probably be about the same. And then I'm off
Brussels
for a week.
traffic, Beeline 5 Romeo Alpha, climbing flight level 350, Brussels traffic.
As I'm heading away for a week. Then we'll do a few more when I get back, and then I'm off for a couple weeks. It makes sense. It takes a lot of the heavier traffic around the airports and separates it from just advisory stuff as you're flying and that. So it would be good.
Beeline Nana Echo Papa, departure runway 25 right. Runway clear, this is traffic. Beeline Nana Echo Papa, departure from runway 25 right, we're using the SOAP 3 Gulf departure.
So it looks like we're going to be making a little bit of a southern turn. That's going to have us avoid the first potential crossing of German airspace. Yeah. Traffic below or ahead of us there. We make our turn. I think that's the guy that was heading to Frankfurt. And now we're taking a little bit more southern heading. And we'll see how long we stay out of German airspace, or if we do indeed go into it. See the aircraft there passing off our left side. We're probably going to hit Vienna radar. Wien radar, given it its layout.
Beeline Nana Echo Papa reach flight level 0, climbing full side altitude.
I don't know if we're gonna get Langen if that sector's active. It might be. We'll see. Yeah, a lot of ATC seems to be up over Germany right now. .346 to top of descent. As you can see, we've passed over Luxembourg. We're continuing to head down now into Germany. So, haven't been dinged, so it looks like Langdon radar is not up in this sector. Although it's blue on VATSPY, it's not illuminated on Navigraph. Like I said, no ding, so we're good there. There's a couple areas of Langdon up. It doesn't seem to be this one. Maybe. Although, like I said, Navigraph is not showing any ATC in this area. It's further northeast. And then they ding me. That's 122785. Who is it? Not showing it. Oh well. 1, 2, 2, 7, 8, 5, 75.
Ryan Red, hello, let's get 642, leaving 350 for 360.
Leipziger 642, Ryan Radar, hello, identified.
Molly, quiet. Lincoln radar, good evening. Skyways 5556 with you, flight level 410 inbound, KRH viewer.
Skyways 5556, Ryan Radar, hello, identified.
There we go. We are...
Fox 14, monitor advisory, 132.8, correction, contact, Maastricht radar, 132.780, bye-bye.
132.780, for support, danke, tschüss.
Kids are coming home from school. Molly's going nuts. Molly? KRH VOR is...
Ilana Echo Papa, Langrada, hallo.
Karlsruhe.
370.
You said that. Run that fire around Karlsruhe. Yeah, okay.
Beeline 9 Echo Papa, Ryan Radar, hello, identified. Beeline Echo Papa, proceed direct Obidu.
Proceed direct Obidu, Beeline 9 Echo Papa.
Austrian 3, command frequency.
Ryan Turkish 9 X-ray, passing 225, climbing 330, requesting 350.
First faction 199 Lima, climb, correction, descent level 350 at 1,500 feet per minute or greater.
Level 350 at 1,500 feet per minute or greater, faction 199 Lima.
Zulu X-ray, proceed direct Dinku.
Direct to Dinko, Turkish 9 X-ray.
Oh yeah, a lot of Germany up. Oh, there we are. Yeah, it is showing.
Ryan radar, good day. Beeline
Although
5 Romeo Alpha, flight level 350.
Yeah, that's showing the same thing as
Then 5 from Alpha, Ryan
VATSPY.
Radar, hello, identified. Proceed direct Exos.
Not Navigraph, that's interesting.
Proceed direct access, Beeline 5 Romeo Alpha.
It's all good. 275 to top of descent.
Good, Flight 101 inbound call to flight level 310.
Air Freight 101, Rhein Radar, hello, identified. Proceed direct Q0.
Select Q0, Air Freight 101.
Oh, look at you getting a direct. You know who the controller's favorite is now.
Section 199 Lima contacts Langenwader 125.2, bye-bye.
125 by Section 199 Lima. Green radar, good evening. Stuart 684, flight level 330, speed 272.
Stuart 684, Rhein Radar, hello, identified.
Ocean 6 uniform, flight level 240.
6 uniform, Rhein identified, climb level 300.
300, Ocean 6 uniform.
Austrian Treco, Mike on frequency.
Yeah, I know.
Moin, Lufthansa 4 Kilo Foxtrot, level 320.
I looked at it and went, there's nothing there.
Lufthansa 4 Kilo Foxtrot, Rhein Radar, hello, identified. Proceed direct APEC.
Direct RPEC, Lufthansa 4 Kilo Foxtrot, Echo.
Dynamic Papa, just to confirm, climb level 370.
Radar to Lufthansa 1 is flight level 220.
Lufthansa 1 is Rhein Radar, hello, identified. Proceed direct LNAT.
Direct LNAT, Lufthansa 1 is
1 is actually disregard the direct. You had the wrong, on the wrong frequency, contact 124.730.
124.730, sorry, Joe.
Dynamic Papa on frequency.
Guten Abend, Qatari 590, flight level 210 inbound Maro with you.
Qatari 590, Rhein identified, climb to flight level 280, proceed direct Otmon.
Direct Otmon and flight level 280, Qatari 590.
Top Swiss 81 Fox Tango, proceed direct GGET.
GGET, stop this at 1 Fox Tango.
Flight elevator, 9481, passenger flight level 360, multi-test.
Carolina 481, Rhein Radar, hello, identified, climb to flight level 410.
Climax flight level 410, Carolina 9481.
Dynamic Papa.
And Echo Papa's being a bad boy.
B9 Echo Papa, sorry.
Dynamic Papa, proceed, correction, just to confirm, climb level 370.
Affirm, climbing 370, B9 Echo Papa.
From the first number Bravo, connect Langenwader 125.2, bye-bye. From the 5 number Bravo, connect 125.2, bye-bye. Lufthansa 5 November Bravo. Skyrise 5556, connect 125.2, bye-bye.
125.2, Skyways 5556 today.
Beyond 5 Bravo November, monitor advisory, 122.8, bye-bye.
125.
Direct Delta Air France 34 Juliet Victor.
Jumpings 8 Tango Juliet, turn left heading 160.
Left 160, 8 Tango Juliet.
Eurowings 2780, direct Bumo.
Please say again?
Direct Bumo for Eurowings 2780.
Bumo, Eurowings 2780, direct.
Air Serbia 320, expedite descent.
Descending at 030.
Yes, but expedite, so faster rate of descent.
What's the ODIR for?
Okay, expediting at descent at 030.
Eurowings 41 Golf from Nosbu, you cleared Nosbu 1 Echo transition.
Nosbu 1 Echo transition.
Qatari 8 Golf, hello, you identified. Proceed direct to DNAT.
Thank you, radar Skyways 5556 with you, flight level 410.
Skyways 5556, hello, direct Q0.
Roger, direct Kunaf, Skyways 5556.
Jumpings 8 Tango Juliet, turn left heading 100, cleared ILS 07, report on the localizer.
No, I got the direct.
Left 100, clear for 07, report localizer, 8 Tango Juliet.
Air Force 949er, continue descent, flight level 240.
Descending level 240, 949er.
Subscript 1 Fox Tango.
Topswiss 81 Fox for Tango, hello, direct Lutix.
Direct Lutix, Subscript 1 Fox Tango, danke.
And Topswiss 81 Fox Tango, descent level 350.
Any chance level 370, Subscript 1 Fox Tango?
Unable at the moment, 350.
350, Subscript 1 Fox Tango.
Air Serbia 320, call 125355.
Landing radar, good evening, Swiss 684,
222 to top of descent.
Flight level 330.
Can you say again at 030?
Serbia 320, call 125355.
125-355 at 030.
Lufthansa 9923, nothing further, monitor Unicom, channel landing.
At flight level 350, outbound for Morphe.
Lufthansa 9923, monitor Unicom, channel landing.
Unicom 9923, ciao.
Fraction 199 Lima, same for you, monitor Unicom, channel landing. Fraction 199 Lima, monitor Unicom, channel landing.
199 Lima, Unicom, danke dir, ciao.
Eurowings 41 Golf, descent level 120. Jumpings 8 Tango Juliet, call tower 118805, schöne Landung.
118805, Juliet, 8 Tango Juliet, danke.
Lufthansa 5 November Bravo on frequency.
Lufthansa 5 November Bravo frequency at flight level 350, outbound for Morphe.
5 November Bravo, hello, proceed direct LIPCA and descent flight level 250.
Proceed direct LIPCA, flight level 250.
Lange Low Turkish 9 will week, say level 330.
Turkish 9 Zulu X-ray, hello, you identified.
Good night, and airfreight 101, flight level 310 inbound.
Multiple stations, I think air freight 101 was calling.
Affirm.
At 101, roger, you identified. Speedbird 684, are you on frequency?
FS 684, flight level 330, bound Kilo Romeo Hotel, Mach decimal 76.
At 684, hello, proceed direct Bartop.
Third Bartop, Speedbird 684.
Itaro 9481 on frequency?
Itaro 9481, go ahead.
Itaro 9481, hello, you also identified direct Bartop.
Direct Bartop, Itaro 9481.
Air France 76 Hotel Kilo on frequency? France 76 Hotel Kilo, hello, call Rhein 122785.
122785.
Turkish 9 Zulu X-ray, level 350.
I will request to stop 330 and then, stop 330 due to performance.
9 Zulu X-ray, roger, maintain 330.
Thank you.
Lufthansa 461, Reims is offline, monitor Unicom, schönen Flug.
Unicom, Lufthansa 461, danke, ciao.
Eurowings 41 Golf, continue descent via transition to altitude 4000 feet, QNH 1025, cleared ILS 07, report on the localizer.
British Cobra Golf, Dalton 4000 feet on 1025 and clear Dalton 07, calling established local.
Good. German Air Force 949er, descent with 2,500
Echo
feet
Papa,
per
flight
minute.
level 370.
German Air Force 949er, 2,500 feet per minute rate of descent or more.
25 or more on the vertical speed, 949.
Eurowings 2780, call Langen, 124730, ciao. Eurowings 2780, call Bonn 24730.
124730, Eurowings 2780.
Radar, hello, Austrian Triac Mike, 6008. Austrian Triac Mike, hello, you're identified.
Langen, hello, Eurowings 9 Lima, 5,000 feet, level 5 star.
Eurowings 9 Lima, hello, climb 240 direct NATO.
240 direct NATO, 9 Lima.
Langenradar, hallo, B-Line 9er Echo Papa, flight level 370.
B-Line 9 Echo Papa, hallo, direct Bartop.
Proceed direct, could you repeat for me?
Direct Bartop.
Proceed direct Bartop, B-Line 9er Echo Papa.
Lange B-Line, 5 from me, Alpha, flight level
India Oscar, flight level 210.
Two stations, first B-Line 5 from Alpha, hello, you're identified. And Delta India Oscar, hello, you're also identified, proceed direct Airtus.
Good thing I'll be out of their airspace shortly. Although Vienna seems kind of busy as well.
So who's calling?
Papa Hotel, Papa Whiskey, Mamponenta, Baden-Baden information, Bravo request out of departure by Echo.
Papa Whiskey Lima information, Bravo current QNH 1026.
Alright, so let's check the weather down in Ljubljana. Still about the same. 2 knots, 260 degrees. So we're going to stick with runway 30.
Papa Whiskey Lima, Roger, you can
1027.
Next speed to holding point runway 03 via Papa and Golf.
03 by Papa Golf, Papa Whiskey Lima.
Get that ready there.
Langen Skyway 6540, flight level 420, inbound Cunard.
Pop down here, we're going to do a flaps 40.
Skyway 6540, hello, proceed to Leosu.
Direct Leosu, Skyway 6540.
Skyway 6540, 420 is not an available flight level, climb level 430, and, or are you unable for that?
8 will climb 430, Skyway 6540.
Thank you. Company traffic.
And, Serbia, that was just calling, say again your call sign?
I think they break it at
we're at flight level 110.
2,000 foot separation, above 4,000.
Call Bonn 25355.
125, 355,
And B-Line 5 November Bravo, continue descent flight
Get
level
some of the
100.
other information in here. So 1005, or 1105 will be
Lufthansa
the
5 November Bravo, continue descent level 100, level at Rikvi.
frequency. 1105.
Air Force 9er for 9er, call Bonn 24730, ciao.
Is now in, and
Swiss 2831, nothing further, monitor Unicom.
airport VRR is
Eurowings 9er Lima, direct starting Tango Romeo Alpha.
1172.
9 Lima.
Eurowings 9 Lima, direct starting Tango Romeo Alpha.
Eurowings Alpha, thank you, 9 Lima.
Airport heading 302. Runway direction 302.
34 Echo, hello, you're identified. Turkish 9 Zulu X-ray, München is offline, monitor Unicom, schnelle Landung.
Offline Zulu X-ray.
Alright, so then we're going to want the 172 on this side. This is part of the missed approach.
88 Golf, call Bonn 22785.
Langen radar, schönen guten Abend, Packer 48 Whiskey, flight level 3.
Turn this to 137.
48 Whiskey, hello, proceed. Actually, stand by.
That's all good there.
Langen, schönen guten Abend, Lufthansa 452.
Pop down.
Climbing 352.
452, hello, continue climb 360.
Get Ljubljana in. It's going to be 4-mile ring, 10-mile ring.
48 Whiskey, direct let Q, Lima, Echo, Tango, Kilo uniform.
Direct to let Q,
And 122.
Langer Lolo 2814-240.
So 2814, hello, clear steady, 1 Charlie arrival, descend via star, flight level 110.
That's our rings and extended center line in. Minimums.
KLM 34 Echo, call 122785, ciao.
122785, KLM 34 Echo, bye bye.
And Speedbird 684, descent level 310.
Descent level 310, space 684.
Eurowings 9 Lima, nothing further, monitor Unicom, ciao.
Unicom, ciao, 9 Lima.
Qatari 88 Golf, call 122785.
It's going to be
Papa Whiskey Lima, Roger,
the ILS.
Then 1010 degrees, 3 knots, runway 03, cleared for takeoff.
1391.
Right approved, clear the control zone via Echo.
03 clear takeoff, right turn approved, leaving via Echo. Lang Servus Austrian 1 Kilo, flight level 350.
Austrian 1 Kilo, hello, you're identified.
Runway Lufthansa 147 Servus level 190.
Lufthansa 1147, hello, proceed direct to Barbeck, and from Barbeck you cleared Barbeck 1 Echo transition.
Direct Barbeck and then Barbeck 1 Echo transition to Lufthansa 147.
And Lufthansa 1147, descent via the transition to altitude 4,000 feet.
So now we're ILS frequency is in, the course is in, minimums, we got our reference, we got our barrow, we got our heading for the initial missed approach, and we got our bearing off of the VOR for the continued tracking on the outbound.
48 Whiskey, when ready, descend flight level 110, level at let go.
Alright, that's all set. We're in the cruise, and we're just about to turn at Cudno. There we go there.
5 November Bravo, nothing further, monitor Unicom, schönen Flug.
Unicom,
Beeline 9 Echo Papa, when ready, descent level 310, level at Bartop. Beeline 9 Echo Papa, when ready, descent level 310, level at Bartop.
Descent Level, sorry, ich habe gerade nicht aufgepasst.
Beeline 9 Echo Papa, when ready, descent level 310, level at Bartop.
When ready, descent level 310 at Bartop, Beeline 9 Echo Papa.
Speedbird 684, further descent on Unicom, schöne Landung.
You say continue on Unicom, Spirit 684?
Affirm. Skyways 5556, nothing further, monitor Unicom, schönen Flug.
Unicom, Skyways 5556, night.
Eurowings 41 Golf, call tower 118805, schöne Landung.
Alright, so the next one that we should get dinged on is Vienna, 132160. One, 32160. So we'll hold that in the standby. And we'll see what happens. Top of descent's now coming in. We're 136 to go. And we should get Vienna because we are going to be kind of tracking down. If we come over and take a look. Now you can see that we're going to be crossing over Vienna here. So we should be coming down like this, angling through. So we should be getting him just after our next waypoint, actually. And looking at the weather, I'm not seeing any clouds or anything. It is looking clear. Ljubljana is reporting Kavok. Sky's clear. So we're actually going to turn off the weather radar And we're going to switch over to train on the descent. And sim freeze.
Traffic.
Must be behind somewhere. Yeah, I won't be in Unicom land for long. I mean, we're going to be crossing east of Innsbruck. Innsbruck's pretty busy. Salzburg is up. Wien is up, been up for about an hour. Of course, Vienna's got a bunch of control. Vienna's fairly busy as well. And we're still the only two going into or out of Ljubljana. Your ground speed is keeping up pretty good, although there's not a lot of wind up here at 41,000. Down here at Earbeer, this waypoint here and around there is when we should get dinged by Vienna. That's about 40 miles from here. Going to take a look at some of the restrictions on the way down. Just quickly into our legs. It's above 10.5. It's above 7. Above 5, above 5. And then on the actual approach, Basta at 4. That's we want that at 4. I'm going to change CI30, which is our initial point, to 4, and then that'll have us down for the intercept on the glide. The rest of them here will bring us down nicely. All right, so that is set. We're going to start initial descent down to 20,000 unless they get a hold of me. Which, as I said, I'm assuming they will. So we're 101 miles to the top of descent. There's Munich off over there in the, see the lights of the city. So Kevin, looking at the landing facilities and the parking stand. It looks like the cargo terminal is down by parking spots 1 and 2. So I am going to go for parking spot 1. And we'll see what happens from there. That should 1 and 2 should put us in by the into the parking at the cargo terminal. Not sure what the spacing is going to be in there though, but we'll see. Just trying to see what area they cover. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. You can judge it when you get there. Positions. And oh, looks like I got the Wheel of Death on the stream. Oh, we're back up. Nope. Wheel of Death again. Oh, there we are. Okay. I'll keep it as far right. Oh, no, but then the ground crew guy won't bow to me. That's always the highlight of my day. So I'm getting closer here. And I'm just going to check something. Innsbruck's all gone offline. They are reporting... No, Vienna radar is up, so... He's gonna ding me in a second. Because I should be cutting through a bunch of his... Well, yeah. I mean, if I can get the Macarena, I'll hip check you right out of the parking spot. Okay, 132-160. Let's give him a call. See
Radar service from the 638 Alpha, passing 157.
See what he says. Once again, Navigraph is not showing me in his area. That spy just highlights the entire FIR, not the sectors. No, it's actually dropped down to just Salzburg radar. Ah, interesting. Okay, let me, I just unorientated my map. All right, so he hasn't dinged me, so it looks like we're not going over to him. So back over to 122.8. Everything's starting to come up, so we're going to set the initial descent down to 20,000 feet, flight level 200. Kevin, how far back are you? Oh, and he's just gone offline completely. Okay, that's fine. Alright. We're about the same ground speed. You're a little bit farther behind me. So should be good. So I'm still going in on runway 30. And, yep. 2 knots at 300 for the wind speed. And we have a 10,800 foot runway with a airport elevation of 1275. So we'll go up to 1,300 feet on the elevation. Coming in over the Alps, so it might get a little choppy. Four miles to Bergie. Alright, there's our turn. Estimating fuel 2.8 tons at Ljubljana. We are inbound Incel. So, Innsbruck Airport's down there. Beautiful night. Can't really see anything because it is dark, but we'll grab a picture anyway. There goes Molly. She can hear people coming home from school. All right, well, we're getting close to our descent point, so we're going to pop up top. We're going to kill the dome light. Everything's put away. So we're getting ready to come in. Come on. There we go. Now turn on the, get the weather radar off and terrain radar on. All right, 12 miles to the top of descent. There's our turn. We're going to hold 0.78 on conversion. We'll hold, well, we'll try to hold 270. We'll see what happens. We are pretty light. I don't know how much we'll slow down. We will see. Oh, that's good. Hope it doesn't act up as you're coming in on your approach or arrival. There we go. Ljubljana area traffic Skyways 5556 leaving flight level 410 inbound for the Comair 1 Romeo arrival for the ILS runway 30 Ljubljana. Everything's going good so far. There's 267. We're going to speed intervene, set 270. Try to hold that all the way down. So the basic plan is we're going to be coming in on what is essentially a left-hand and conventional pattern. We'll be doing left turns, and we'll be entering straight in on a downwind and then coming around for the landing. We're still the only 2 aircraft inbound, or outbound for that matter. So we got Italy ahead, just off to our left. We then have Slovenia, and we're currently over Austria. Most of the Alps are behind us. We do have some valleys and a few high peaks coming up, but we're not too bad. $30,000 feet. Good progress page. We're expected to be down in 19 minutes. We should just be on a consistent arrival. Whoa. That's not turbulence, that's weather loading in. I believe. Since there's no ATC around, our 4,000 foot is our platform. So we're going to go ahead and set that up. Come over here, get us right down to 4,000 feet. There we go. There's our 25-mile ring coming in. No speed restrictions other than it's the usual 250 below 10. We may start slowing down a little bit earlier since we're only going down to 4,000 feet. the highway that leads down towards Ljubljana. Airport's basically to the north. We're going to be flying over the city as we come in. I think that's probably it there. Airport will be out over this way somewhere. As you can see by the ND. It's 20,000 feet coming up. Kevin, you making any radio calls? Are you on your way down? I'm not hearing you at all if you are. I don't think you're that far away from me. DME for the ILS has come up. We're 28.3 miles from the airport. Coming up for 18,000 feet. Transition altitude is 10,500. And that is our MSA up in the north here. It's passing over the last of the tall mountains we have to fly over. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. The engines are in idle, so we're going to dial this back to 245. That's where we're going to hold below 10,000 until we get down on our base leg, or towards the base leg, and then we'll start withdrawing it from there. We're going to use the speed brakes to help slow us down as we get closer to that 10,000 feet. So destination weather is checked, arrival data is set, landing altitude we've set 13,000 feet, radios are all set, we're on Unicom ILS, frequency of 110.5 is set, course of 302 is set, engine NTIs and everything are not required there. Warning, recall is good, FZP altitude is set to 4,000 feet, altimeter is set 1027. No change there as we're approaching 13,000 feet. Minimums are set to 1,391 feet. Approach, missed approach. We've briefed. We will climb out straight ahead to the MKR VOR, and which is the pretty much at the Ljubljana VOR 117.2. We're then going to make a left turn out to a heading of 137 until we capture the 127 outbound radial, and then we'll retry resequencing ourselves in for the approach again. So now on the arrival, we've passed Comho. There's the city ahead. Ljubljana area traffic, Skyways 5556, 2 miles past Como. I'm bound on the Como 1 Romeo arrival for the ILS runway 30 Ljubljana. Alright, so speed is coming down slightly. We're going to give it a bit of a hand. Alright, we're going to switch over to local pressure. That speed brake out again. That's our deceleration point. That's our sim freeze. There we go. So flaps 1. Flaps 2, flaps 5. Gonna hold 245 for a little bit. And we get our lights on, we'll get those lights on, we'll get our logo lights on and our wing lights on. Seatbelt signs fine, cabin pressurizing fine. Yep. We are all looking good as we are continuing our descent downwards. Airport's off over that way. It's 9,000 feet. Speed back to 235. It's picking up the localizer. It's 8,000 feet. Speed back to 225. So landing lights are on, turn off lights are on. Now speed and course checked. Speeds were in a minute. Speed brakes are off. Approach mode, gear, flaps. $7,000 feet. 215.
Traffic airport 101, 21 speed now, to be on the view, deep level 130 for definite outside.
There's Kevin. $6,000 feet. We have a deceleration point. It's fine. We're going to bring our speed down to 200 knots now. Below 210, so we're going to go flaps 10. 2 miles from Gami. Speed to 185. Making our base turn. Speed down to 185. Kevin's inbound to cross over the airport. There's the runway. And there's the glide slope. We're 15 miles out. We're going to maintain 185 to 12 miles, and then we'll go down to 165 until 4 miles.
Ground traffic, airport 101 overhead, flight level 72, breaking 7 up 200 foot. That's the turn off here.
Here's our turn. Localizers in motion. Approach mode is armed, as we do have the glide slope showing. It's 5,000 feet, descending to 4,000. $14 miles. Airport's ahead. That's Kevin there, overhead the field. It's 14 miles out. VOR localizer is captured. We're on the VNAV path down to 4,000 feet. Ljubljana area traffic skyways 5556 established localizer runway 30 12.5 miles. Oh, lovely orange moon there. Very nice. And there's the city over there. $10 miles coming down to 265 knots. Glide slope's coming in. $265 knots. Glide slope capture. Gear down. Gear down 3 green. Flaps 15. Flaps 25. Flaps 30. It's 5 miles. We want 113 plus 5, so that's going to be 118 is our final approach speed. Again, it's so low because we are so light. Channel marker. Speed brakes armed, auto brakes set to 2, gear down 3 green, flaps full, 4 miles. Conditioning continuous, lights are all on, everything is good there. Ljubljana area traffic, Skyways 5556, 3 mile final, runway 30, Ljubljana.
Ljubljana traffic, I say 130, 120 base from 30.
1,000 to go. All right, winds are almost non-existent. $750 feet, 2 miles. I have control.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Continue. $50, $40, $30, $20, $10.
Ljubljana traffic, I say 101 becoming fully established, let's 30, currently 12 miles out.
Reversers are off. And we're exiting at Gulf. Ljubljana area traffic, Skyways 5556, clear runway 30 at Gulf, taxiing to stand 1. All right, let's get this up. Parking.
The chosen position is too small for your aircraft.
Oh yeah, it's got that silly wall thing here. I remember now. All right, so flaps up, speed brakes off, transponders will go to standby. Position lights. Are down to steady. Landing lights.
Ljubljana traffic, I say 101, 5 miles, 30.
Come on. You give me the, there we go. Landing lights are off, turn off lights are off, taxi lights are on. APU is on, anti-ice not required. Probe heats are off. Engine start switches are off. Auto brakes are set to off. And let's taxi over to position number 1. It's those did not want to come around there, had to get on the brake. Alright, we'll turn in here. Interesting how my lights are affecting what I can see out the front in the way of things blocking the view. Alright, I am going into 1, not 1A. You're up at, and you're at 2. Let's see if I can change this. Okay, those are gates.
The chosen position is too small for your aircraft.
There, that's the one I want. Well, it may be too small, but that's where we're going.
Libyan traffic airport 101 vacated on S30 at Foxtrot, taxiing Alpha Papa to cargo.
There he is up on the wall. I'm gonna try removing this scenery for next time. See what I get. All right. Let's get the brakes on. It'll do. So we'll make sure the taxi light is off. APU generators are now on. APU is on. Engine bleeds are off. Parking brake is set. Come down here. Can ask for our generator or our ground power and chocks. But we're up on the APU generator, so that's fine. Shut the engines down. There's the generator there. Turn it on. Anti-collision lights will come off. Wing lights will come off. We'll leave the logo on. Ground equipment can come in when it's ready. We'll get the rest of the fuel pumps off. Isolation valve will open. Recirc fans off. Flight directors will come off. Clear that.
This parking is too small for your aircraft. The boarding requested.
I am well aware it's too small for my aircraft. All right, so back up top, we'll get the lights on, finish the paperwork. And there's Kevin coming in there. Once again, going into parking 2, parking 3. Gonna go for 2. That's a little disconcerting. Anyway, let's go back where it's a little bit quieter. Thanks for coming along, Kevin. Thanks for flying. We'll be back on Thursday as we do the next leg. We'll be taking a load from here back out to Stansted. We will see you all then. Take care. Bye for now.